On March 22, 2025, the Pentagon released an announcement that immediately caught the attention of military watchers around the world. It was not loud or dramatic in tone, but the meaning behind it was powerful. The USS Carl Vinson carrier strike group, which had been carrying out normal training missions with South Korean and Japanese forces near the Korean Peninsula, was given new orders. These orders were urgent. Within just hours, this massive floating base, with more than 7,500 sailors and aircrew on board, changed course and began moving across the Pacific Ocean toward the Middle East. What truly stunned experts was not the order itself, but the speed. The Carl Vinson and the ships protecting it were expected to cross thousands of miles of open ocean and reach the Middle East in only 2 to 3 weeks. This meant a 97,000-ton nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, along with cruisers, destroyers, submarines, and supply ships, all moving together as a single unit across the planet. They were moving faster than many people complete their daily commute. This moment was not just about one carrier. It revealed something much bigger about how the United States Navy operates. The U.S. Navy maintains a system so advanced that it can send up to 6 full carrier strike groups anywhere in the world within just 30 days. Each group carries enormous firepower, enough to match or exceed the air forces of many entire countries. In 2025, Rear Admiral Paul Lanzalotta, who was commanding the Gerald R. Ford Strike Group, made a statement that amazed even experienced analysts. He explained that within one day, his entire strike group could travel more than 700 miles. That meant not only the carrier, but every ship and aircraft moving together without losing readiness. This level of speed and coordination is something no other Navy can match. To understand how this is possible, it helps to understand what a carrier strike group really is. These are not just ships sailing the ocean. They are complete military ecosystems. A single group can control the skies, strike targets on land, protect shipping lanes, and even deliver disaster relief after natural disasters. They carry aircraft, fuel, weapons, food, medical facilities, and command centers. The question that keeps military planners around the world uneasy is simple. How fast can these massive forces really reach any part of the globe? The answer lies in decades of planning, constant training, and a system called the Fleet Response Plan. This plan is the hidden engine behind America's rapid deployment power. It keeps naval forces in a constant state of readiness. At any moment, the Navy follows what is known as a 3+3+1 structure. 3 carrier strike groups are already deployed around the world. 3 more can deploy within 30 days if needed. 1 additional group can be prepared within 90 days. But this is only the baseline. In a serious crisis, the system allows the Navy to surge 6 full carrier strike groups within 30 days, with a 7th ready shortly after. That means more than 50,000 sailors and Marines, hundreds of advanced aircraft, and a massive number of missiles and support systems, all moving to sea in less time than it takes most people to plan a holiday. This system is not theoretical. It has been tested during real events. In October 2023, after Hamas launched attacks against Israel, the United States responded quickly. The USS Gerald R. Ford Strike Group was sent to the Eastern Mediterranean almost immediately. Other carrier groups shifted positions around the world to cover areas left behind. Every movement was planned in advance. Maintenance schedules, crew training, and deployment cycles are all synchronized so that no single region is left uncovered. This level of planning is incredibly complex, but it allows the Navy to react without hesitation. Once a strike group begins moving, its speed becomes even more impressive. Modern Nimitz-class aircraft carriers can sustain speeds of around 35 miles per hour in open ocean. That may not sound fast until you remember the size of these ships. They are over 1,100 feet long and weigh nearly 100,000 tons. At full speed, a carrier can reposition within a 700 square mile area in just 30 minutes. In 90 minutes, it can cover more than 6,000 square miles. When Admiral Lanzalotta spoke about moving his strike group over 700 miles in a single day, he meant the entire formation. A carrier never travels alone. Each group includes guided missile cruisers, several destroyers with advanced radar and missile systems, and often a nuclear-powered attack submarine operating below the surface. All of these units must stay in formation, maintain defensive coverage, and stay connected at all times. Moving this force together at high speed is a logistical achievement few nations could even attempt. Keeping these ships supplied is another challenge. While moving across the ocean, strike groups receive fuel, food, ammunition, and spare parts through a process called replenishment at sea. Supply ships sail alongside carriers and escorts while both vessels continue moving. Crews transfer supplies using cables and hoses in open water. This allows strike groups to stay at sea for months without stopping. Real-world events in 2025 clearly showed how effective this system is. In March, the USS Carl Vinson strike group left waters near South Korea and headed for the Middle East to support operations against Houthi forces in Yemen. Officials confirmed the journey would take only 2 to 3 weeks, covering nearly 8,000 miles while remaining fully combat-ready. Shortly after, the USS Nimitz strike group was operating in the South China Sea when it received urgent orders to head toward the Middle East as well. A planned port visit was canceled, and the group began what sources described as rapid redeployment. Allies have also shown similar abilities. During NATO's Steadfast Defender exercise, the British carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth was unable to participate due to mechanical issues. HMS Prince of Wales, which was in maintenance and normally needed 30 days to prepare, was rushed into service in just 8 days. This showed that America's partners are also improving their deployment speed. Another powerful example came from the USS Harry S. Truman Strike Group. Beginning in late 2024, the group spent months in the Red Sea conducting combat operations. After a collision with a merchant ship, it briefly stopped in Greece for repairs, then returned to operations. The deployment lasted far longer than a normal tour, showing how flexible and durable these forces are. By mid-2025, multiple U.S. carrier strike groups were positioned around the world. One operated from Japan, another in the Middle East, one in the Adriatic Sea with European allies, and another in the South China Sea. This global positioning is not accidental. It is part of a strategy known as forward presence. By keeping carriers close to key regions, the Navy reduces response time from weeks to days. The forward-deployed carrier based in Japan can respond quickly to events in East Asia, the South China Sea, or the Indian Ocean. During missile tests by North Korea in 2025, this carrier was already nearby, conducting joint exercises with allies. These operations are not always about combat. Often they serve as visible signals of commitment that discourage conflict before it starts. This system also allows smooth transitions. When one carrier leaves an area for maintenance or crew rest, another can take its place without leaving a gap. This continuous presence helps protect shipping routes that carry most of the world's trade. When carriers patrol areas like the Red Sea or Persian Gulf, they are helping keep the global economy moving. In a full-scale emergency, the Navy's surge ability becomes even more important. 6 carrier strike groups at sea within 30 days means unmatched firepower. Hundreds of aircraft and thousands of missiles can be positioned faster than most countries can mobilize their forces. During periods of tension with Iran in 2025, 2 U.S. carrier groups operated near the Middle East at the same time, sending a clear message of strength. New ideas continue to improve this system. One concept allows destroyers to rotate in and out of a strike group while the carrier stays on station. This extends deployments without reducing strength. Technology also plays a huge role. New carriers require fewer crew members, rely on advanced communication systems, and use automation to predict maintenance needs before problems occur. Even supply chains are changing. Ships can now produce some spare parts at sea using advanced manufacturing tools. This reduces the need for port visits and speeds up long deployments. Unmanned aircraft and support drones are also being tested, which may extend carrier reach even further in the future. The ability of American carrier strike groups to deploy anywhere in the world within weeks is one of the most impressive military achievements ever created. From rapid redeployments across oceans to sustained combat operations lasting many months, these forces prove their value again and again. They move hundreds of miles per day while remaining ready for any mission. Their presence helps deter conflict, support allies, and protect global trade. These ships are more than steel and machinery. They are symbols of coordination, planning, and commitment. The sailors, pilots, engineers, and support crews who serve aboard them make this system work every day. The next time you hear about a carrier strike group sailing into a distant region, you will know that behind that movement is one of the fastest and most capable deployment systems the world has ever seen.